Okay, another very, very special day today as I have another beer that's widely considered one of the best in the world. Makes a lot of top 10 lists around the country and around the globe as well. And this comes from our friends at Founders Brewing Company, of course, out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. We've reviewed 4 or 5 of their beers so far, and it is just an excellent brewery. And every year they come out with their 2 huge breakfast stouts. Now, one of them is the Canadian breakfast stout, which is brewed with maple syrup and many other great malts as well, making it one of the highest acclaimed beers in the entire world as well. This one is their Kentucky breakfast stout, and this is aged in bourbon barrels, I believe, actually maybe whiskey barrels, Kentucky bourbon barrels, for over a year. And they release this once a year. It's kind of hard to get, maybe not quite as hard to get as the Canadian breakfast stout is, but probably not too much easier than the Canadian breakfast stout, so or than any other beer that you'd care to name. This is the Amazing Kosmicki's, critically acclaimed at KBS, which I'm kind of just noticing on the label right now. I don't know what the story is behind the Amazing Kosmicki, but that's what it says on top of the bottle of KBS, aged in oak bourbon barrel. So I was right, it is bourbon, Kentucky bourbon, hence the Kentucky Stout. And the disclaimer says, does not give relief from rheumatism, neuralgia, sciatica, lame back, lumbago, contracted muscles, toothache, sprains, swellings, all manners of distress. But it probably helps aid in your good time. This is an American double. American doubles usually are very similar to Russian Imperial Stouts, except, of course, the American value. They have a high alcohol content, very malty, lots of complex flavors, and I'm looking very forward to just the aroma of this beer. I hear will just kind of send you to the floor, and the taste is just apparently extremely remarkable. So I am very, very happy to open up this bottle of Kentucky Breakfast Stout from our friends at Founders Brewing Company. And I mentioned their Canadian Breakfast Stout. I also mentioned their Kentucky Breakfast Stout, which is the one that we're doing right now. I haven't mentioned their regular Breakfast Stout, which is another world-class, critically acclaimed beer that makes a lot of top 25, even top 50 lists around the world too. So their Breakfast Stouts they're probably the epitome of a brewer that makes stouts, breakfast stouts. So I mean, I would give Founders basically full credit on this one. As we can see, this pours kind of a very light to almost zero, very minuscule head. So you can tell just the malt of this beer and the flavorings are going to be very, very, very high, and the alcohol content very high too. This is an 11.2% ABV beer. Usually American doubles range from 7.5, I believe, to about 12. So this is right in that upper crescendo of the normal range. And you can see just the film. You can see the film on the side of the glass, as I'll hold up the camera a little bit. Sticking to the side of the glass, it is a very lovely looking beer, if you ask me. Very dark, very what film there is probably, I'm going to say, a malt off chocolatey kind of color. So no big surprise there. Let's grab a sniff of it. Oh man, I could smell this all day. I'm definitely getting the bourbon. The bourbon barrel aged quality of this beer is just astounding. It is the aroma of this beer. There's so much going on. The malts are just intermingling with the bourbon. Chocolatey kind of smell to it. Maybe just a kind of a hint of coffee kind of smell. This is basically the breakfast stout, smell-wise, that I would probably envision as the perfect one. Let's see if it passes the taste test here. Oh my gosh. The bourbon intermixes with the chocolate malts and the coffee. Very light hint of coffee compared to the regular breakfast stout, which is a little more coffee driven, I think. This one, just the bourbon it's a perfect mixture. No one part of this beer is overpowering to the extent of taking over the entire beer. The bourbon is definitely there, but also the chocolate, the malts. This is just a perfectly crafted beer, well worthy, in my opinion, of the critical acclaim that it gets. And I got to do it. I've been doing this more often lately than I was in the beginning, but I'll give the Amazing Cuz Mickey's critically acclaimed KBS from Founders Brewing Company a 10 out of 10.